Hey everybody, it's the last robot guy here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Prey. Last time we cleaned out the cargo bay for all the nice people that are inside, and we also rescued Dr. Igwe. And now we're heading off to try and figure out how we can reactivate the entire station's doors and elevators so that we can continue on our adventures because Alex has rather rudely shut us out. And joining me on this adventure, as always, is Cool Guy.
What up? Is that what our objective is here? Like, honestly, I sort of lost track of the plot thread after we saved all of the people. You know, it's just like, okay, that seems like a wrap. Go home, everybody.
It doesn't quite sort of tell you what to do next, but if I tried to go to any of the other doors, they probably would have told me. But I went to the correct one straight away, more or less because it had a green shiny button, and I had nowhere else better to go.
That's fair.
We will very promptly get back on track, as soon as the video starts, in fact. So let's hop straight in.
Micah, not sure you got your transcribe. Morgan is making her way to you now. Warning you and anyone else, so you don't shoot her accidentally. Or on purpose. I thought she was S-side.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like she's doing too good.
No, that sounded like a bile cough.
I didn't think to check your transcribe. Not sure how you got here. I thought you left because... Never mind. Airlocks and lifts are locked up. Like my lungs. Paraplexis. I'm even seeing the spots now. You were right. Even if I could get my booster shots from my office. But I think I can get us out. By cycling the main reactor to bypass the lockdown. I know it sounds crazy, but I can walk you through it. I do it myself, but just get here, alright?
Yeah, so she's boned.
And there was a second etheric phantom hanging around, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say, are those just clones, or like, what's the dealio here?
We shut down the psychic powers of the first one, so it couldn't zippy zappy and clone itself.
Right, yeah, I forgot that's a thing you can do. You know, for a phantom, it almost seems like a humiliation kill to take him out with a wrench, considering they're so damn quick.
Yeah. Well, but I won't complain. I kind of just wish I had the neuromod that let me absorb psi powers from standing in their dying goo, but whatever.
Oh yeah, more electrical junctions.
Yep, still got like 30. Sorry, well, I've got 28 of them now, so I'm still not in desperate need of them.
just taking up so much of your inventory, they're practically a burden at this point. Suit repair kit fabrication plan. I'm honestly surprised that hasn't come up earlier. It's like
it probably has. We get a lot of duplicates.
That's fair.
So when someone cares about aliens,
gray.
Supply depot. This is basically just to tell you if you want to go looking for some people, they've got some stuff on their corpses.
Spare parts 5. Wonderful.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that would be horrifically helpful right now.
So yeah, Michaela's got paraplexus, which means that at present, because she hasn't been getting her shots, and we'll find out why she hasn't been getting her shots over the course of this episode. Thanks, Replayer. Her nervous system and other bodily functions are slowly shutting down one by one.
Oh, good. So she's a prisoner in her own body, and she can feel herself dying. That's just brilliant.
She's at the can't feel my legs stage, and the oh boy, I am having to really exert a lot of effort to breathe stage of paraplexus. Yeah. Yeah, the spots. That's why they call it white noise. Is the spots in front of the eyes, and also the general effect of your hearing failing as well. As that sort of goes to. So here's Teague.
Teague, talk to me. We've had enemy contact, but the enemy, they should have held position in the cargo bay. I couldn't, Chief. I couldn't let those people. Can you get to the escape pods? Negative. The escape pods are malfunctioning. It's like they're locked in place. Only 4 of us made it to life support. 5.
Well, that was...
Negative. Remember, Chief. These things. Chief, the main lift. It isn't working. We're locked out. Oh my god. Remmer's here. Stay away. Stay away.
there is actually a quest we're on at the moment as well, a side quest. We're trying to find out what he was on about because we got that quest when we were sort of like going over the logs with that lady from the bridge talking to the guy from Shuttle Bay.
Oh, and new objective.
Yeah, we found out there's somebody missing in the power plant region, or in the general region of the power plant.
P.S.
No,
nice
they've got some
job
stuff.
getting into the security station by turning yourself into a frickin' book. I
Yeah.
appreciated that.
You know how I like these security protocols. By the book.
By the book. Okay. Alright. You got me on that one.
I also thought you were going to cut me off for a sec. So as you can see, the door is still red and locked. There's something just tucked hidden away here. I don't kind of get this maintenance access panel. It's kind of weird. Like it's there, it's a maintenance access panel, but I can't use it.
But you can't interact with it?
Huh.
That's really strange.
So I'm just gonna avoid using this because the last time when I was like doing a test run, that transcribe got interrupted by the game deciding to respond to my decision to help everyone out. Much later and not consistent, January will call up and talk to you about your efforts in helping everybody in the cargo bay out, which is why I didn't demonstrate what January would say to you if you got everybody violently murdered, because it's a lot of time and effort waiting.
That effort thing is just anathema to everything that we're trying to do here. I can't imagine us working hard to do anything on this channel. Okay, I can't keep a straight face on that.
Lazy operator, get a job.
Get owned. First one, then the other.
Yeah. So.
Leverage is another neuromod that I'm pretty sure I would install like almost immediately, just because of how ridiculous Morgan has become with it. Just be like.
Yeah, so we're gonna explore all of life support in this episode, and in life support, well, here's the first one: is we've got the air control, the airflow control.
Could you not, thermal fan?
Stop hiding behind the stairs, you jerk. I'm like, wait, what am I doing? Oh, I've got Mimic out. I'm trying to figure out why am I not lasering him to death. Him. Sadly cannot.
I kind of figured that wasn't the thing.
And the O2 bottle did most of that damage to it.
Yeah,
There's an O2
it doesn't
bottle
matter
there, and
what
it just
did the
exploded.
damage to him in my mind. You sort of punked that guy. Holy crap, are you regenerating psi by eating as well?
Certain psi stuff, like energy drinks.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there are certain things that will restore it.
This might sound strange coming from me, but
here we go.
I admire what you did. You didn't have to help Chief Elazar and her people in the cargo bay, especially considering you intend to destroy the station. You gave them some hope, even if it's brief.
Now we'll listen to it.
You wanted to speak to me? Yes, I'd like to arrange a time to oversee installation of a special particle injector in the water treatment facility.
Hang on. You want me to do what now?
I've already confirmed the inlet and outlet fittings are to spec.
And just what precisely is this thing supposed to inject into our water supply?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Well, then, we have a problem, Tobias.
Dr. Kelstrup has already seen and approved.
I'm going to need to see a signature from Alex or Morgan or something like that.
But
so, until I see ink on a dotted line, you'll just have to keep showing your special injector to Dr. Kelstrup.
Imagine being the guy in charge of like water treatment, having someone come out going and saying, "I want to put classified stuff in the water."
Seriously, like, are you crazy? This is literally every conspiracy theory with fluoride ever.
Well, don't tell the internet conspiracy crazies about our new mission with that is to put the stuff that we just picked off that guy's corpse into the water, because it will make it. And the reason why we're going to do it, and we won't do it in this episode just because of a glitch, but it does let us do it in the episode after. It will basically make it so drinking from fountains restores a pretty decent chunk of psi energy.
Oh, so brilliant.
Yep.
Absolutely brilliant. Honestly, like, I was going to make the joke earlier that all of those caffeine addicts that you meet, they're not actually addicts. They're just psi users, and they're trying to top up their supply. Pretty sure that that's the only reasonable thing you can come up with for. Oh, good.
We're fixing this for reasons I will not be going into in this episode.
I mean,
Things
you're
that won't be
fixing a
important
fan.
until
Do
later.
you really need to explain that?
Yes. Forever.
Okay, whatever. I'm not sure why you're being so incredibly tidy with a damn broken pipe, but I'm sure you have a reason.
No, I just felt like doing that.
See, I'm sitting here about to say you've done very little without a reason in this game, and then you're just like, nah, dog, that was without a reason at all. I like the idea that the poltergeist left behind a fried hard drive when it died.
The poltergeist was tech support, and we just absolutely ruined it.
I'm sure that everybody has wanted to do that to tech support at one point or another.
I can't get in. I tried the airlock at power plant, but it's got some kind of a lockdown on it. And there's something else. I saw something when I was checking the last O2 station. An ovoid mass. Roughly the size of a truck, maybe? Hard to tell because it was silhouetted. I mean, it could have just been debris, loose tubing, I don't know, but it scared the shit out of me. God, I sound crazy. I just gotta breathe.
Mariana, you sound like you have seen either a technopath or a weaver.
I'll call back.
You do not sound crazy at all.
Well, and that was the transcribe of the woman that we're trying to find too. That's missing. So, we know what happened to Mariana anyway. She died in space.
Yup. She died attempting to return to her home planet, Earth. Boy, it really is satisfying to see that stun gun just completely demolish a corrupted operator.
Yeah, it's a little too strong now.
Holy crap! That is great to see. I am loving that.
This is just another room that's not going to be important till much later, but it does have little extra access points.
The maintenance hatch. Like this is the one thing that always gives me that always gives me pause in particularly arcane games. They do a great job of rewarding you looking around, and I end up wondering precisely how these maintenance hatches and everything ended up being needed in the first place. Like, what precisely was their function? It's just like, oh, okay, I need to get through this one wall often enough that I'm going to install like just this random load of crap. Sneaking for 150% damage. Good night.
Yeah, ain't much coming back from that.
I do appreciate that most of the turrets that you're running across at this point are just busted to begin with. So being too Typhon heavy isn't a constant pain in the crotch.
Yeah, they're basically resources I can make use of if I so desire. Which I don't.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you'd have to go through and do a whole bunch of extra hacking and just it's a lot.
Yeah, there's another turret in there we could set up as well. Yeah, this is the everything is creepy music.
Yeah, no, that is effective. And now let's go. Okay, I was sitting here wondering if it was going to build up to to any like a Jaws-like crescendo.
Come on.
You can do it, you little punk.
A little bit further. There we go.
There's the ticket.
And he's up my nose.
You're up his nose.
Oh, well, problem solved.
Yeah, that turned the tables pretty quickly.
Yeah, it always sort of like catches me a little off guard how quickly they can end up inside your space because I'm like, oh, I'll just use my ability on him as he like explodes, and then like I'm activating it and he's already directly in front of me and I'm just like, all right then, we have a problem.
It kind of reminds me of just accidentally bumping into some dude and they flip around and immediately are in your face. Who the hell do you think you are?
Well, here's our old friend Mr. Rama. There goes our old friend Mr. Rama.
Who the hell do I think I am? The person beating you in the face with a wrench.
Alika, this is Kirk Rimmer. We're in escape pod 8 and 9. Everyone is secured, but the launch controls aren't responding.
Did you follow all the steps on the launch card exactly?
Yeah, the klaxon even sounded, but the hatch won't close. We can't separate.
Hang on. I'm looking at the schematics.
Oh, God bless it.
Remote sensor on the explosive bolts.
Alika, please, hurry.
I see all the leads, but... Wait. This can't be right.
Can you launch us from there? Can you at least close the goddamn hatch?
No, I don't think so. Is there a manual crank of some sort? Remmer, do you...
I love how she's like the most disinterested and disconnected person in this entire thing.
Have you seen Price?
What? He didn't show up for a shift again?
He's not answering his transcribe. I even asked Abigail to check his cabin before she came in.
HR is going to ship his ass home for sure this time. He was already on thin ice.
Thought he was doing good. With the naltrexone? Seeing Dr. Cole?
I'll call security and have them track him down. Hopefully, he's okay.
Naltrexone. That sounds like an antipsychotic of some sort.
It's more to sort of help stop him from wanting to drink. These aren't mimics, by the way; they're just vibrating.
You could have fooled my ass.
Yeah, don't worry. I was just like, I know you guys aren't mimics because I've done this stage before. Stop it.
I mean, the mimic in the escape pod got me. That got me to jump.
Yeah, something interesting to note as well. If you actually go down this place first, a thermal phantom sort of just wanders in above, and you have to sort of, take care of that. Pick it up. There we go.
Seriously, you're right there. This isn't difficult.
Yeah, so we've like that drug is mostly to stop him from feeling the addictive need to consume alcohol. Because that is his problem.
So,
he is an alcoholic, and that's why the quest to find out what's happened to him is called Drunk Tank.
Yeah, all right. That's basically methadone for alcoholism then.
Mm-hmm. The
Got
future
it. Fair
is
enough.
amazing, except obviously it hasn't worked because he's fallen off the wagon again.
Yeah, well.
Although quite often people will say, "Oh, I don't need this anymore." So to get to the reactor control room, we need to go through here, but we can't go through here because a technopath has.
Controlled by a what a dick.
Mhm.
Well, at least I figured out which one it was without being told.
We're gonna go up here because this is one of the ways you can get into the water treatment facility. Yeah, there is a hatch up here. We're not gonna use that. We've got leverage 3. We don't have to answer the rules of doors anymore. But I know he's there.
Force open.
Screw doors. We are king now.
Oh man. Somewhere the Doom guy feels slightly less angry for a moment and does not know why.
Yeah, there is an operator flying around up there somewhere, but he's not coming down. But yeah, so that was the technopath. Completely tripping
totally
honest.
punked the technopath. I would forgive the corrupted operator for being like, nah, dog.
Oh, he's gonna get got too. He doesn't get away with this.
Yeah, I kind of figured that even if he was like, nah, dog, he couldn't, stop his fricking talking long enough to stay hidden.
So yeah, we gotta turn the power back on for this place so we can, futz around a lot better. So yeah, now we're at
Okay, that's better.
43, probably down to like 40, spare parts. A lot of people were asking me
keeps
about
going
like why I wasn't taking the gather supply parts from the from the destroyed operator's ability, and it's just mostly because like it's great if you're actually like someone who wants to like fix up all the turrets and stuff, but I have so many outrageous powers I just don't need it. Like I can fix stuff and still have plenty left over because I'm not doing anything with the turrets.
Fear shielding. Now there's something that I'd like to see. There's the chip that makes fear factor a completely obsolete show.
I mean, the shield will still work for the Weaver, but it won't actually goof you up too badly if you hit him with it. No, if we equipped it. I mean, the alternative is just chugging a lot of alcohol.
Attitude adjustment required still makes me giggle, and that time it made me giggle twice as hard because it happened to say it just as you were stepping on the damn thing.
I was like, what'll I use? I was like, should I hit the thing that's covered in electricity with the wrench? I might just not do that this time.
It's sort of like I had exactly that at that moment. Only I didn't have the foresight to be like, this is a bad idea. The first time I was playing Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead, and found this like cool ass sword, looking awesome, and then a shocker zombie shows up. And that's basically a zombie that's more or less like an ethereal. Like,
I see where this is going.
A phantom. So I'm like, kill it with fire, and then I hit it with I hit the damn thing with the sword, and naturally that shocked the crap out of me, which stunned me long enough for the shocker and all of his buddies to tear me limb from limb.
So yeah, our friend Price has just gone completely off the rails. Like there's alcohol around his workstation. We also found out Abigail, that's her workstation just there, and she works down here in water treatment. So now we know what her job was.
She does not have 18 bottles of bourbon and whiskey all around her.
Her password is not vodka.
Yeah.
Like, Price, seriously, like, get yourself together. Okay.
More bourbon.
Yeah, so this is the eel tank I'm standing on. They've got this thing in this game, where to process a lot of the waste and stuff, they have eels. I would assume they're specially genetically engineered eels. This is where we will put the injector. We can't at the moment just because some glitch in loading in has made it unavailable to use. Once we go to a different area and come back here, it'll work. So
okay.
It's no big deal. I knew that would happen from testing out. So I was interested to see if it was going to happen again. So the eel tank has to be checked and everything. But they're essentially the things responsible for waste consumption here. Before like major like water treatment happens, and as an added bonus, these eels can also be consumed, and the jellied eels and the Japanese style eel rolls you see are both products built on the station.
Because obviously the jellied eels are a subtle Dishonored reference, but I was wondering if they were going to do anything more elaborate with it, and that is really clever. Eels as a whole are a pretty good target for refinement into that sort of thing, because they're sort of the pigs of the sea, and that they subsist on damn near anything.
Yeah. And yeah, so if we turned on the bracelet, we would actually be able to see where Price is right now. He's inside the eel tank.
Oh, good.
That's also why the quest is called Drunk Tank. And there's also a greater mimic. Yeah, so he didn't fall in simply because he was drunk. He was attacked. Yeah, he went in there to clean up, and unfortunately for him, got cleaned up himself. Yeah, see, there's even some stuff they can't eat, so he has to go in there and clean it up. And unfortunately for him, in his attempt to get that ready, he was attacked, and his body fell inside of the tank. There was another note talking about how they actually found vodka, like an old bourbon bottle in the tank as well that nearly got set up to get like ground up and would have been in like everyone was like, can we make sure something like that doesn't happen again?
Glass in our water?
Yeah. Now, also something we wouldn't have noticed because we were talking. One of the treasure hunts objectives just finished. We actually found somewhat inadvertently the location. Right here, which is the number for I believe it was the wizard's character. His number was there, so we've got one of the 4 numbers required for getting the game master's favor.
And how exactly do you get that? Because like, did you just have to look at it, or like, what's the deal there?
The game's pretty fair about it. You just got to be in its general proximity to activate. So we were up above in the office, and it activated because that was within its range to see it. You know, quotation marks. It doesn't have a sense of like vertical to it. It's sort of just like a general sort of space around.
Sure.
Which isn't too
That
bad.
makes
I mean,
sense.
we
Well,
would have activated it when I walked over to it anyway to show it off. So
yeah, that's also simple enough to code. Like, cause that's always part of it. Is like nobody wants to spend more time on this sort of thing than is absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit taken aback that you actually made shotgun shells there.
Yeah, I have a ridiculous amount, but I'm always like paranoid. I'm just gonna like go on a shooting spree and run out.
We've been talking recently on like one of the Twitch streams that we've been doing about comments that are going to come back to haunt us at some point. I think that one's yours, brother.
Well, you know.
I'm always paranoid that I'm going to go on a shooting spree. Okay, man.
You never know. I'm gonna run out of shotgun shells, and then the aliens are gonna eat us all.
Come down here much, but I can track you through your bracelet and guide you from here.
Oh, good. A telepath.
Yeah.
That's
The telepath is outside, so I'm gonna get all of his stuff. So the telepath is hanging out in a space just off to the side there. It's all looking a bit exploded. That's where Mikhail's office is. Even before the outbreak, an attempt was made, as we'll learn, and I'll just say it now in case we get distracted at the time. An attempt was made to fix what was going on in her office, and unfortunately, what actually happened was one of the parts was a mimic, and so it didn't work the way it was supposed to. So when they activated everything, it violently detonated and caused a massive decompression in the system, and yeah, basically that's why Mikhail's office, which had the booster shots she needed, was not accessible to her.
Oh my god, that is the funniest thing I've heard in a while.
Yeah, mimics all the way down. It's just mimics.
Holy crap. Oh my god, that is so brilliant.
It is like a special kind of what the fuck.
Doing one of it's a mimic.
And
oh,
yeah.
Man.
Okay, so we've opened the doors, we can get inside.
I shouldn't laugh at something like that, but I am, because it's hysterical.
Well, no one died because of it, but there's still plenty of time for them to die because of it later.
Yeah, seriously, like, even if you don't die of it immediately because of it, seems pretty reasonable that people are dying from it, like, indirectly. For no other reason than like, this poor woman not being able to get her booster shots.
So...
Okay, I was gonna say, I don't trust this area.
Yeah. Player reasons not to trust it, that was one of them.
Uh-huh.
So that would be the room where they keep track of everything and all the important components on the station, but unfortunately it's been flooded with water and the water is electrified.
Fair enough.
Looking for me?
Floor is lava.
What's the story on Michaela's office?
I filed an incident report.
Oh, I'm sure it's a page turner, but I don't have time. I need to get a crew on the other side of that breach.
So what's the problem?
Problem is, it's blacker than my butthole at the bottom of a well in there.
The grounding resistor malfunctioned. Swap a new one and you should have your lights. Is that all?
Hey, you sound rattled. What's up?
I tried replacing the resistor yesterday.
That was a mimic.
And it just melted into some kind of goo. Smelled like fried ass.
Shit, man. That's not in the report, is it?
I need to get some sleep. My shift's over anyway. Maybe you'll have better luck.
I tried replacing the resistor. The resistor was a mimic.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And engineering is a bunch of characters, especially Connolly, who we've just met there. Connolly is like pretty hilariously fantastic.
He was just like, that's not in the report, is it? Like, why wouldn't it be?
Because it sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I have
And he would have heard about it if it was.
hypothetical question.
Oh, here's some interesting stuff.
Just be upfront with me. I've seen you checking out my caboose in these TranStar uniforms. If you want to ask me out, just... No, I do not. This No, serious and hypothetical. Well, shit, I'm listening now. Let's say you discovered something incredibly treacherous. Life-threatening, something everyone ought to know about. I don't know. Send an email? Call security? But you needed to do it anonymously. Well, shit, Manny, what did you do? I didn't do anything. Not yet. Okay, well, as long as we're talking hypothetical, I guess I'd EVA my ass out to that orbiting billboard and flash it as big as Vegas on the screen. Not a bad idea. Thank you, Matthew. And for the record, your bottom looks frumpy. Whatever.
So you might have been laughing. You might have been laughing at that to not actually read the first email, but you know those creepy emails Frank was sending to the lady he likes. He sent one to
Sure.
Emmanuel by accident, so Emmanuel was completely aware that the escape pods weren't working, and Frank sent like another email was like, "Haha, that was just a joke, just a prank, bro. No." And the guy's like, "This is really fucked up. How do I fucking like say tell this?" And that's when
Fuck!
oh yeah, there's a poltergeist, by the way, over there. So I've exploited his ability to lift me to get a bit further up here. I was like, he's just over there being a jerk, and I'm just like, well, okay, if you want to make this easy, okay.
Seriously, like I for a minute there, part of the reason I was cursing was not necessarily because I misunderstood what was going on, but because I was surprised at how damn lucky you just got there.
I mean, it's really easy to get across there with the neuromods and the jetpack anyway, so it's not like I couldn't have done that without it.
Yeah, this entire area is so Half-Life 2, it hurts.
Oh yeah, this is probably the most Half-Life-y place in the entire building. I mean, we're going through a mostly exploded area to try and take care of a power generator. So we're gonna be doing a lot of like power procedure nonsense engineering
Also,
stuff.
the floor is lava.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Alright, it was done now.
It was funny the first time. Getting less funny now.
Particularly with all of the cystoids around.
Yeah. Let's try to see if I could nudge it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what are you doing? The cystoids are a couple of degrees over to the right.
I just wanted to see if I can make them, Okay, now where are you? I swear to God, if you lift me up into the rafters again, there's gonna be a... Okay. Sorted.
Dead. That's the end of that problem.
Duncan, access code to part storage changed last shift. We had a short, so security came up and reset.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Hey, maybe it's not my place, but...
What? Spit it out.
Well, it's just that there was a minor leak, and, I told Connolly we should wait for new parts, but,
Duncan, I don't give a shit about your pissing contest with Connolly. Take it, folks. Code's embedded in this message.
So we're going to find a lot of stuff gathered throughout this episode that heavily... That doesn't imply, but heavily states that Connolly was established and was operating another reason why there were so many missing operator parts, and it's because he had an operator fighting ring running down in engineering.
Everything about that is good.
And our buddy here, who's trying to like microaggression him to death, apparently is just like he rage quit because Connolly basically trashed his operator and then had his operator do like a humiliation. And so he's
a big fan of Connolly now.
And so he's so our other friend there is basically like trying to get him like death by 1,000 cuts, just complaining about him, but the boss isn't having any of it. Because Connolly's one of those guys that gets shit done even though it's quite obvious he doesn't take it at all seriously. Yeah,
my
see,
God.
Duncan is just like trying to dob on him with like all this other stuff.
I'm sure you read the report about Lucian's office? And it's just like, don't care.
Yeah, and see, there's another one. Yeah, Duncan's a sore loser, but he's not gonna dob them in for the fighting ring because that gets him in trouble too.
Yep. Well, how exactly do you know about this fight? Oh, really? Okay then. So
Yeah.
he's just a little bit of a jerk all the way around, or wimp. Wimp is really what I should say.
I mean, yeah, Connolly's a jerk too.
Yeah, I was gonna like Connolly's a jerk, but at least he's assertive about it.
This
Can
is kind
deal
of
with
funny
something as long as it's out there.
because like I think those mimics were scripted to die to that turret, but because I froze some of them before they got down there, they still died at their scripted moment. So that turret also gets destroyed because the Voltaic Phantom walks past on its blind spot. Those things always happen. Yeah, so this is the coolant room. The reactor requires this amount of coolant. It's kind of crazy, but at the same time,
Okay. Mimic checking.
mimic check. Good
Well,
night.
good night, Gracie.
All these bits fell down though, so I have to go get those.
Yeah, they'll be there. They're not going anywhere now that he's a million pieces.
The Voltaic Phantom's coming up to inspect. We've got the other one down here.
I like how that other Phantom is just sort of like clawing at the air. Oh hey, there you go, sneak attack.
Yeah, so let's up our damage and also just make our health go to 300 now. So
Bless it.
we're immortal. It's cool.
I want those neuromods.
Here you go. Yeah,
Mr.
he's,
Voltaic.
He's inspecting something else. Jesus, I love the mobility I've got now.
Oh
Can I just say that?
No, that just looks so much better. Out of the way, scum! Pop star.
Oh, we got another one.
Where the hell did you come from?
Oh, there's a few down here. The coolant area is pretty big. Let's give him a big old
Give him
shot
a
of
taste of his own medicine.
boosted kinetic blast level 2.
You know, I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I absolutely love the initial mess that the Phantoms leave when you kill them. Just like big boiling sort of thing that they've got going on, and the big black splat that they have. It's so good. Expecting trouble?
Yeah, one of my fondest memories of this area is that there's about 5 or 6 mimics in that room.
Oh, good.
So, and there's also a hole in the floor that they can get down. So there's also lots of goodies in here. So rather than have to deal with it too much, yeah, you see that? If you had the mimic detecting item, it would just light this room up. Like you would just see little indicators all over the place.
You know, I kind of appreciate this if for no other reason than they've kind of laid off the mimics recently. They haven't been using that many of them. They were preferring Phantoms for a while instead. So all of a sudden, having a different room where mimics are the primary threat again, it's just like, oh right, these things are not only still in the game, they can still be threatening if the game decides to use use them correctly.
Hey, shooting spree.
Okay.
You might have
You got
noticed
me there.
they all hauled us out of the room pretty quick after like a few deaths, and that was the suit mod that has a chance of causing a fear effect when I kill an enemy. So they all had the little fear effect on them, and that's why they were like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
They were just like, nope, 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 nope.
I don't see that effect too often, so I thought it'd be really cool. You know, just the fact we got to see it.
Honestly, I would not have noticed if you hadn't done it. I would have thought they were just scripted or something to do that, simply because it comes up so rarely. Hey, dude.
Yeah,
Later, dude.
another good reason for all the mimics being in here. It's a good bit of storytelling, but engineering's far enough down that they could and has enough things that the mimics have an easier time of like propagating down here. And yeah, you notice a lot of the stuff that's happened down here is because of weird stuff involving mimics. So they had quite a colony going down here before before it all went wrong in the first place. So here's Matthew Connolly with a completely different haircut to what he looks like in his picture. I don't know. I guess they just
You
didn't
deserved
have.
better, buddy.
He still has one magical line in a transcribe we have yet to listen to yet, but
He's
it's well
gonna
worth
be
it.
trolling nerds in heaven forever. Asshole.
Yeah, seriously. Tickle my 276 health.
What is wrong with you? You think
I'm
this
like,
is
really?
a fucking
Again?
game?
All right.
Donk.
I'm not sure what I picked up then. It's too dark to see.
Too dark to care. I picked up Alien Isolation again recently, and that has put an entirely new perspective on dark things or dark events to me.
You'll need a supervisor keycard. Talia Brooks, in the coolant room. She didn't make it, but she'll probably have her card on.
Yeah, sure does.
I mean, that's a true story.
Hey, a little bird told me you plugged a leak in an unconventional manner a few weeks ago.
Yeah? Was it an ass-kissing bird named Krasikov?
Care to elaborate?
Not if I'm going to get my pee-pee slapped.
I'll dunk you in the eel tank.
Ouch. Nah, supply was out of parts, so I borrowed a glue gun from the guys in hardware. Worked out okay.
Ingenious. Next time, let's make sure we have enough spare parts to do the job right.
Roger that, boss.
Gonna get pee slaps.
I obviously like him enough to let him get away with saying shit like that, because holy crap. Like,
Seriously. Like a disease.
Morgan.
How you doing?
must really hate communism.
Boys, boy. Last time
Because
I heard
remember,
that, it was
Russia is still communist in this setting,
fair
as
enough.
is much of Europe.
And I thought I was going to die. Where did that thing come from?
Yes, I think it is.
Tony? The way it was looking at me. I'd get up, except for my legs. And my lungs, and my nervous system. Don't look surprised. Paraplexus, remember? You warned me. The boosters are in my office. No way I'm getting there now. But the lifts. I was serious before. I think we can bypass the lockdown. The reactor control room. There's a panel for shutting down everything. The whole station. The computer will scream at you, but just do it. Then pray it all comes back when you cycle the power. It should. It will. Now, go.
So it's not the
I
best
thought
plan,
you
but
had
it's
been
all we got.
transferred off the station. Or you left. Where did you even come from? I thought you were airside.
We've unlocked a timed mission, quite a generous timed mission, like very ample of time to get this done. To get to Michaela's office and get her booster shots, and the problem initially is we can't go straight there because the airlock is still locked.
Right.
So I've bothered her with everything I need to bother her with. I'll check all the computers and everything in there later.
I just heard Bojmoy and immediately thought of Katya from Archer, so that, like, my worlds collided there for a moment. Okay!
That was supposed to be a jump scare, but the sting didn't play. So, yeah, nice work, guys.
Hello.
That guy. Hey, dude, give me the love.
Diagnosing bruising, abrasions, fatigue. Nothing sudden. Try to relax. There. All better. You can fill out a service questionnaire at the front desk.
Has anybody ever been enthusiastic
But
to
she
read?
remembers you. She hid her
To
condition
fill out
to
a
work
service
aboard Talos
questionnaire.
1. When you found out, she should have been sent back to Earth.
Hello.
But you made an exception.
You again, Dr. Yu.
I'm not sure if that makes you responsible. Now, she won't last long without her medication. It's up to you if you want to help her. It won't work. It's part of your brother's lockdown. The main lift in every exterior airlock. You're stuck until you can do something about it. He's trying to slow you down, Morgan, and putting everyone at risk in the process.
So right, basically you need to go back and do the and take care of the lockdown, and then you can go to our office.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. So, when I was doing a test run, I thought, hey, that room with the electrified water would be really good at trapping the nightmare, but he didn't spawn for a very good reason. As you may have just noticed from my realizing thrubber blah 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 there, the nightmare is hanging out down there in the power plant.
Alright then.
So it's time for another episode of How Shall We Deal with the Nightmare Problem?
I was sitting here wondering why you all of a sudden flipped out.
I just looked down. I could see it just there, the little bar. And that's, that's only there in that far distance if the nightmare is here to ruin your day.
Oh my god. Just, I'm going, like, in my headcanon, that's just Morgan's sixth sense. Like, using, or...
I can smell it.
Propagating this creeping sense of dread all the way down her spine. Oh god.
We gotta go up
here
here
first.
first.
Doing? This never ends well, man.
We're doing it. We're platforming. It's fine.
I don't think it actually is. I don't think this is fine.
There you go.
Okay, I stand corrected. Rather, I'm sitting, so I sit corrected.
You sit corrected. Yeah. This is the only way to get up into this room. The door that would normally be like closest is locked.
Donk, donk. It makes such a wonderful mess.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, this is where we find.
What the hell is that chipset?
I forget.
Okay,
I don't equip it for some reason. I think I picked up a few of them already, and I can't remember if it's the one that like boosts something or if it takes your health if you don't have any psi. But either way, it's not that useful to me. I don't think. Otherwise, I would have taken it. We'll get some pretty crazy ones in due course. So when I did the practice run, I fought the nightmare, and it took a little bit, and I thought I could do that this time, but I could also actually just show off something I haven't done before either, and that's how to just make him leave using the satellite. So we're gonna do that.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's a thing you've got.
Yeah, so let's watch and see what happens.
That was so unceremonious.
Yeah, no. I'm like, okay. Alright then.
Later, dude. I'm gonna go into space.
Yeah, it's not the last time we've seen that guy either. He'll be back again. Not this episode, but he'll be back again pretty quick.
Yeah, the game's made it pretty clear that's going to be a thorn in your side for the rest of the game. Of course, you're getting better and better at killing it, so it's going to be a
I am a little saddened because there is a way we could absolutely utterly humiliate the nightmare in this section. I realized something funny can happen, and I just realized I probably could have done that and seen what happened. But I'll explain that when it happens.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to say, I'm not certain I'm following what you're talking about.
So yeah, look how big this power plant is. This is really huge.
It is a big power plant, but Talos 1 is a big station, so I'm giving it a pass.
We talked a little bit about how the roof, how the ceiling in certain areas just seems way too big for what's there. I think that's just my thought is thinking about it. It's probably just due to the modular nature of how they've built all the stuff in the station.
That's actually an interesting thought. It would be cool to. Nice. Very well scouted. Very well scouted.
Victory dance.
Screw you, cystoids. Won't do what you tell me. No. Fucking buggers. All right. It would be interesting to see if we can get some proportions, like on various what's the word I'm looking for? Rooms and everything to see if like the proportions on the engineering deck and the recreation or crew deck are consistent. My guess is that they're going to be within the realm of sanity. Now that you've mentioned it, that seems like exactly the sort of detail that someone at Arcane would be like. This is what actually makes sense.
Also consider that this satellite was also like in a previous incarnation used for testing and stuff, so I'm not entirely sure how much of this station is what TranStar did and how much is still from the older versions of the station as well. So that's something to consider as well.
Hodgepodge at this point. That's
there's a timeline that shows it off in the lobby we looked at. I suppose if you look back there, you'll see what's what.
Might have to boot up my own copy of the game to think through this. I still haven't opened it because I don't want to unintentionally spoil myself on something. But at this point, I'm just I'm jonesing for this game, looking for excuses.
Yeah, so we don't need that many diverters, to be honest. I'm just sort of buggering around in this room,
throwing them around.
Yeah, just seeing if there's anything else worth looking at before I head in here. And we don't even need to, we didn't even need to go through the door and upset the nightmare. We could just go in through the ceiling where he can't get us.
I like the idea of just standing in there and throwing your middle fingers up like antennas while he's out there just sort of screaming at you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's bring up all the switches because we're gonna reboot this place.
Oh boy.
It's also really funny how someone's been using the the main reactor thing for a dash tray. Because I suspected they didn't think anyone was ever going to use it. Okay.
Oh boy.
I love the music. The music is the shit is happening music.
Yeah, this is definitely... Oh god, just turn off. This is gonna get real!
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Sequence. Substation power grid offline. Photovoltaic rings offline. Life support.
Oh boy.
Magnetosphere offline.
Oh boy. Microgravity detected.
In 3.
So this is what probably would have killed the nightmare if we'd actually done it. Initiating the microgravity, because they can't deal. Phantoms in the nightmare can't deal with no gravity. So I think they actually just die when you do it.
Interesting.
Warning. Reactor initialization.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright, fine. It's just one diverter.
Durachok was supposed to check those diverters a week ago. Alright, Morgan, you're going to have to fix it yourself. Or find a replacement, if we're not lucky.
Okay, well, this is something I will slap his pee-pee for because
yeah, seriously.
This is a serious problem.
Okay, so you can remove it, or you can just plain repair it. So we're gonna. We just put the new one in because I don't want to die of radiation.
Yeah.
And we have been irradiated a little bit, so we're just gonna pop ourselves an anti-rad. There we go. Whoop, done.
God, I wish it worked like that in real life.
Yeah, that'd be nice. All right, so that's that problem fixed.
Okay.
And the episode will be stopping shortly because that's when the game crashed.
Oh man! Okay, then.
The save automatically resumes from exactly that point. So that's where the next episode is actually going to kick off from. It seems like a pretty good place to stop as it is.
The biggest cliffhanger. It's just did it turn back on? Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say
it just locked up entirely. Just locked up entirely. Because I was fiddling around with my psychoscope, and apparently everything happening while the psychoscope was going up and down crashed it. It
so
happens.
Much going on.
Yeah,
Morgan's
the game was
brain
just
couldn't take it.
Yep, couldn't handle it. Yeah, that was the first part of the power plant. We're basically going to be clambering our way back up and out of the place from here, and trying to help out Michaela now that we can actually access the doors and everything, which will be revealed obviously when it all ends. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'm okay. I'm okay with not letting somebody die horribly of a slow neurological shutdown. So I'm approving of next time's content.
And that's all for now. I've been the last Robo Kai,
And I've been Cool Guy.
and we'll see you all next time as we work our way back up out of the power plant. See you next time.